Hi, you guys. So I wanted to come on and to talk about a few things in our lives. The rest of what I want to touch on today will come in a video that's recorded. Um, I noticed that I went live and I touched on Armand when I was talking about something else. I think Nicki Minaj Essence Festival performance, and he it's been out here among some YouTubers that he may be leaving YouTube. And I noticed that he has, I think it's a Vibe Tarot. I believe that's the name of the channel for Armand. His other channel that he's trying to build, and I guess move away from the entertainment channel. um, so anyway, some other YouTubers have been talking about that, about him leaving, and I brought it up too. And then he came out and started talking when Nicki's performance came up and when Cardi's song, I guess, I don't know. I think I was just listening to Cardi on Instagram saying that the song is not going to come out. I don't know what she released. I thought it was the song, but she was saying there's not going to be a video or something, and it may not come out when she thought it was going to come. I don't know. Maybe she's talking about a different song. Sometimes it's hard for me to follow her, but I don't know if she's talking about the song with Kanye and Lil Durk. Let me know if you guys know in the comments if you saw that live when she went live and she was talking about some song she's gonna put out. Um, anyway, I noticed that Armand is taking the girls to the Tarot channel. Uh, so I'm like, okay, so now he gonna go over there to the tarot card and see the future, right? Or see people's futures over there. It tickled me because I'm like, now Armand, now you can't try to act like you try to move away from the internet. You might as well just keep gossiping over onto the entertainment channel if you're gonna go over there and start doing the same thing, but try to do it in a subtle way. Like people are still gonna pick up on what you're doing. That's kind of my point. Um, let me see if I have. I'm gonna play you guys a couple minutes because he's reading cards now. I told you guys I personally I don't follow this stuff, this type of thing now, but people are can do whatever they want to do in their life. That is their business. It has nothing to do with me. But I just thought it was funny that he decided to take the women of hip hop over to this channel, and then some of the things, based on his comments, people feel like he's directing towards Nicki Minaj. He do not say any of their names in this video, so let me say that he's going to act as if he's speaking in general about all the girls, and how they need to be more innovative and work a little harder, because it's a drop in. Let me let you guys listen to him. I don't know why I'm sitting here summarizing what he said.
Like fall off. Yeah. Um, three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, it's gonna kind of fall completely off for a minute because people are not going to see the value in it anymore. Like industry is starting to lose the value in the female hip hop artist. Hold on. Yeah, industry is starting to lose the value in it. So a lot of girls, you'll see that they're here today, but they might be gone tomorrow. That's why better make sure that they invest their coins properly because some of these girls we won't be seeing in the near future. Let's see. Five of Wands, Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's a lot of conflict. It's gonna be some issues over. Some people are gonna be feeling very disappointed. I feel like they're gonna be very disappointed because their stuff is just not gonna be selling. They're gonna end up giving up. Um, let's see what else we got. Queen of Pentacles, the Death card, Six of Wands, High Priestess. Ace of Swords, the Fool. Here, this talks about not being afraid to reinvent yourself, right? And it may be where people don't really truly understand the sound or understand the direction that you're going, but you have to believe in yourself, right? And you have to believe in with this Ace of Sword in your vision, and you cannot be afraid with the Fool in reverse to take that risk. Because to me, this Queen of Pentacles is not afraid to go get her bag, right? And go afraid to invest in herself. And this Death card in reverse, it's like I'm not going to resist change, right? And I may feel like people with the Six of Wands in reverse, people may not get it. A lot of people may not like it at first, but I believe in this. I believe in my vision here, and I know that with this Ace of Swords, I know that this can work. It's just going to take a person to really tap in to something different. A lot of these girls are kind of sounding the same, and I've been feeling like that for sure. And even picking up on this reading, a lot of the energy is kind of stagnant, lackluster, and it's kind of giving like stale. It's kind of giving stale, and it's kind of giving no innovation. So a lot of these girls are going to have to start putting out some innovative things.
So yeah, and if you guys want to hear the whole thing, like I said, the channel is called Be the Vibe Tarot. That's his other channel. He has the Armon Wiggins show. That he has Be the Tarot, Be the Vibe Tarot. And so I was tickled that he decided to take this Cardi B, Nicki Minaj conversation over to his other channel. Um, but like I said, if he's on payroll, she paying him to do all this, then it is what it is. But you hear him saying the Queen of Pinnacle, right? And so some people in his comments kind of feel that when he's saying the Queen, that he's speaking of Nicki Minaj. Now I don't know. And this is my whole thing. Like, I understand what he's saying about the rest of these women who are just coming in, or maybe they've been in for a couple years. Nicki Minaj is on a legend. She should be classified as a legend at this point. She can do whatever she want to do, whatever she feel like, and she has nobody to compete with at this point. Okay, I think for her personally, if she feels a need to stay relevant because that's what she want to do, then that's just what that is. But she's in that battle with herself. She's not in no battle with these girls. Sorry. So I don't know why he's even added her picture on that. I think that he's saying the girls are going to fall off. I don't. I think the Lotto girl is going to do well. I think she's going to start taking over some of this talk and conversation that's out here at some point. And I think Megan is going to continue as well. And even a Cardi B. I just feel like Cardi, she gets too off into the personal stuff for me. And I feel like people think these fans don't matter, but they do. And I don't know, but it's a different world out here. It's a different hip hop out here. So that may or may not matter. Maybe she knows what she's doing. Maybe she thinks that maybe everybody knows if you keep it up drama, that's keeping your name out there. I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like that's not true what he's saying, because I feel like the girls are a little bit more solid in what they're doing than a lot of these guys. And on top of the fact, a lot of these guys are coming up dead, and a lot of them are coming up locked up. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to bring race into the conversation, but everybody's not into everything. And so some people are going to have a certain lane that's theirs. And then there's going to be certain people everybody has a right to want to see people that they identify with. So nobody gets to talk to Black people about what we better accept. And nobody gets to talk to other people about what they better accept. Everybody can have their own lane. They can have their own whatever. But everybody's not into everything, because everyone can't speak to everybody's story. Okay. And that is going to remain whether people like that or not. Um, so I don't know. I think the women are more solid, and if they're doing their work, if they're continuing to do their work, they're going to have more solid careers to me than a lot of these guys. Now, go to read that up in your cards, Armand. But yeah, I was tickled that he took that over to the other channel after I said I guess he was trying to kind of escape that whole conversation. And I think at one time he wanted to kind of do a women in hip hop type platform, a panel discussion anyway. And I think he just, and maybe he stopped doing wanting having that idea because of his connection with Cardi. Now he feels, more like he's just going to support her because he was trying to support Erica Banks at one time as well. Like I said, he was talking a lot of girls over there at one time. All of a sudden now he can't talk about them anymore. But I digress. I think Erica is another one. I think if she really gets the right songs, and a lot of these girls think all of this, I'm popping it open stuff. It don't work for all women. And I know these guys were telling them stuff different, but that don't work for all women. And so you're gonna have to get that song that everybody can relate to. That's what they need to be working on, getting songs that everybody can relate to, because everybody's not popping it open. Everybody don't have to pop it open. Everybody not gonna be out here popping it open. Okay, so you're only gonna hit certain people with that, and maybe those guys that want to hear that. um but I feel like I need Erica to do a song that all women can relate to. I you know the pop stuff is just gonna work for so long with these people, and then you guys are gonna start getting older. You're having babies. Everybody don't want to see or hear that. Everyone's gonna have to come into their womanhood, and so you might as well be more diverse in what you put out here. That's all. Now, if you guys believe or you think that that's true, what Armand is saying, that the girls is falling off, then let me know in the comments if you think the women are not. This is not my generation. I really am not that. This is just my opinion. I'm not that ear to the street. I like who I like. Like some of the girls, they don't even talk about that. I like. Like I like the Big J girl. I like Chi Nor. It's certain girls I like. I like Flo Milli. I like Baby Tate. They're not gonna get the talk. They're not gonna get all of the, because they're not popping it open. Okay, and I don't want them to pop it open. I'm just saying, so they're not going to live on these blogs, people not talking about them because they not out here representing themselves a certain way. So but they are talented. I feel like if they get the right people behind them, the right music, then they would do well as well. um, Now, as far as him saying the girls are going to go away, I don't know. I don't believe that. I don't think that the girls are going to go away. I think that Megan is definitely she's strong right now, and she's not going to go away whether people like that or not. I don't think the Lotto girl is going to go away either. And I feel like Doja Cat is a pop artist. Y'all keep trying to put her in the rap category. Um, but nothing about her screams rap girl. Nothing about her screams B girl. I'm sorry. It just don't. She's a pop artist, and I think that she really prefers to stay in that pop lane as well, and that's probably what's going to make the difference, and which really is going to put that divide there. But if you guys think, if you don't agree, let me know in the comments. I don't see her as a rapper. I like that. I'm sorry. Now I know people are trying to push that, and I don't know why they're trying to push that. Well, I do know why, but I don't. She don't give me rapper. She gives me pop artist who probably has been influenced by all these different sounds, and so she incorporates that in her music. And nobody has a problem with that. But I don't think that we need to start taking people out of their genres just to do it, just because you don't want to support the actual rappers. And I think people need to get called out on stuff like that too. If you're not hip hop, then you need to stop talking about it and stop acting like you know what you're talking about. If you're not hip hop, then you're not. Um, that girl is not a rapper. She does not give me rap vibes. She does not give me rap game like that. Like, cut it out. But for whatever reason, he put her picture up there. So if you think all these girls are going to go away, let me know in the comments what you think about that. I personally don't think that it was a real statement. But he's over there reading the cards. And if you guys want to hear his full conversation, it's only like a 12-minute video. It's not a long video, a long read, I should say. It's at Be the Vibe Tarot. So since I'm on YouTube, I'm just gonna stay on YouTube for a minute, because, and this is going way in a whole other direction. The Pan African, what are they called? The Pan African Network. I think that's what they call themselves. Um, anyway, they're, it's just, I guess people are building this whole thing where they're dividing the black immigrants from the black Americans, right? Because Tariq Nasheed, he says that his channel is more FBA. Now Tariq Nasheed has been called out about a lot of things. He talks real black, but his wife is biracial. He has a white mother-in-law that lives in the house with him, to my understanding. So, like I told you guys before, all this stuff that people be all here yelling and screaming about is for entertainment value, and people need to understand it. It's just like what's his name, the other one who claims he hate black women, but then he make it all in poor. He over there making all the poor movies with black girls. So people have to recognize when this stuff is just for entertainment value. Because they're trying to call Tariq Nasheed out for hiring all these people that are not black to work for him. I think he has some museum or something that he is. I don't even know if it's open yet, but he's been working on that to have that open in LA. I believe it's in LA. And so they're kind of calling him out about hiring all these non-black people when he's saying all the stuff that he's for. And he said a lot of colorist things as well, Tariq Nasheed. So you have to pay attention to people and what they say and what they do, opposed to what they're saying, because all of these people are pandering on here. Dr. Umar as well. They're all everybody's on here that's doing all this screaming is I'm so black, I'm down for the people. They are pandering. They're pandering because when you look at their lifestyles, you look like the guy. I'm not taking nothing from what the guy was saying. When you look at their lifestyles, you look at who they associate with and who they're really trying to help, you see that it has nothing to do with the black community. And so that is a fair statement. But they went on for 3 hours. I didn't listen to the whole thing. Just going in on him about that. But I think people already know that about Tariq, though. Like I said, women have called him out over making some colorist statements, and some colorist statements that he made about. And why can't I think of that guy's name that he was going at it with? Yeah, I know who I'm talking about. Making colorist statements towards him as well. So people know, people that really followed Tariq, they know, they get it. They understand that all of this stuff is for entertainment value. Um, but some of the stuff that he says, there are points in it. He makes valid points. He will do his research. He will present what he find, and he will, open a discussion about it. And also, just because people are having these conversations, people should not label them certain. You shouldn't be labeling them pro-black or especially if they're not telling you that that's what they are. And I noticed that people, they try to use that to try to now make the person into whatever it is that they're trying to make it into. If that man never called himself pro-black, then why y'all calling him that? Just simply because he's having discussions about black America, black issues, things that we deal with here in America as black people. That doesn't make him pro-black, though, and especially if he's not calling himself that. Why are y'all calling him that? He's just holding discussions, right, on YouTube like everybody else is doing on here. And that's kind of my thing. Like I said, over there on their channel, they were discussing that because they were saying that he was hiring all these people, and none of them were of color. His lawyers and I guess whomever he's using to help him with his museum and his movie projects and stuff. He's not necessarily hiring black. And I don't think he ever told anybody that he was all of this stuff that you guys are trying to label him. What he's doing is he's going live and he's talking about black issues. Just because he's talking about black folks do not mean that he's pro-black. He belongs to the black community, which he's going to hold conversations around things that he know, right? Like, I can't come on here and start talking about somebody else's community. I don't know what the heck going on in these people's community for me to be on here talking about them anyway, right? And so it's that part that I feel like people try to confuse that, and then they try to throw this pro-black or black whatever around anyway, just to try to make something of that as well. because I don't think Tariq has ever told anybody he was pro-black. That's just my opinion. So I just wanted to say that you guys can go over to their channel. It's called Pan Africanism Daily TV and Pan African Daily TV. No, what is it? Anyway, and the video is like 3 hours long because the guy has a panel, um, and it's a bunch of people on there, and they're all kind of going in on Black America, right? On Black people, people of African American descent. And I guess that's because Tariq has made some statements about, and he had that whole thing where he was battling. I don't even know how that started. Um, and it was just a big discussion, and people still are attacking him because of that video. And so they think that he is trying to divide the Black immigrants from the Americans. And I just feel like it's kind of silly because a lot of people that are from American, you know, descendants of American, Black America, they are married to people that are immigrants. So how does that conversation go? Right? Like, what do you make of that when your parents, one of your parents is from Mississippi, right? Like for hundreds of years, and then one of your parents is from Nigeria or wherever. Like, then what? Right. So it's just messy. But yeah, they have that going on. They're kind of calling him out about that. I just thought it was interesting that they were doing that. Uh, but yeah, I don't think Tariq has ever told anybody he was pro-black, and I think black folk that pay attention to him recognize certain things about him anyway. So, anyway, moving on. So Marlo. Oh no, I one more thing about YouTube. Carmisha was saying that the cast for Ready to Love Miami, I don't see it, but she said the promo video is out here. I couldn't find it, and she didn't really have it. She just had the pictures of the cast. Um, so maybe they're going back to the regular way because this looked like a lot of women. Because remember they had 10 women and 10 men, and then they changed it up to 7 because they were going to bring people in on the blind dates. I didn't like that setup personally. That's my opinion. You guys can let me know when you think about it. How do you think they're going to set the show up this season? I mean, yeah, the next season for Miami. Um, so yeah, she was showing some of the cast, the women and the men. You guys can go over to her channel, Kamisha Reviews, if you want to hear what she. And at this point, I think she must have some type of insight with somebody, at OWN, I guess, because she definitely reviews the show, and then she hosts the panels of with some of the cast on her panel. So I don't know. Somebody had tipped her. I guess they tipped her off about the cast because I couldn't find the video that she was talking about. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that, or if you're going to watch the new season in Miami. Simone and Rashid, they're from Houston, which is what, 3 seasons ago, 2 or 3. They are engaged, and they have a YouTube channel as well called Ages and Stages. And they usually interview the cast from the show as the seasons go on as well. So congratulations to them. And I also saw somewhere, I think I saw this on Instagram, that Carmen and what's the guy's name that she was dating? They broke up. Donovan. Um, no, I don't think anybody thought they were together for. Let me stop being messy. But I don't think nobody thought they was together in the first place. Okay. So let's just be clear about that. But anyway, they had announced that they broke up. So like I said, these people, once the show ended, they kind of stay together for 2 or 3 months, and then all this talk goes away. But yeah, that was out there on Instagram. On one of the Ready to Love pages, they were saying that they party ways. If you thought they were ever really together. So anyway, the next conversation, since I'm talking about TV, I'll get into Marlo talking about Kandi. Now, Marlo, I'm gonna play the video. Marlo was interviewed, and she was kind of saying, now she was saying that long time ago she dated Kandi's godbrother. I don't know who she's talking about. I have no clue. Um, but she's saying long before she was on the show and before Kandi was on the show. So, which means that Kandi was already familiar with Marlo, even though she was acting like she never knew her. Do you guys remember that when Marlo first came to Real Housewives of Atlanta? See, this is how you know all this stuff be fake as heck, right? This is how you know, because they want to come back and then tell the truth about stuff. But anyway, she said she was dating her godbrother years ago, so she was familiar with Kandi the longest. I'm gonna let you guys listen to a little bit of what she had to say in a recent interview. If I, yeah, I have it on
Kandi
here.
I've known longer than all these girls, 15 plus years. I don't know if you know, but I dated her godbrother. So Kandi, you're like a sister to me. You're like family. I don't give a damn about Escape or Old Lady Gang or what other business you have, or if you're working on your Emmy or your Grammy. If your ass is wrong, I'm calling you out. And she needs that in her life. She doesn't even know she needs me because she has so many people that's all over her ass, to where when I come and tell her how I'm feeling, she takes it as, oh my God, I advocated for you. Okay, you did, sis. But right now I'm telling you how I feel. I'm stating facts. So it's not that I love Kandi to death, but if I can't be your friend and tell you the truth, I don't want to be your friend. It is what it is.
And that really is, I think, why the audience gravitates towards you. Because look, I mean, at this point, we're season 14. The audience is smarter. They can tell when someone's not being authentic. And so
exactly.
I think
absolutely.
That's what we like. And you think, well, like Kandi has just a bunch of people in her life that are yes people, and you're not going to.
Well, I don't think that. That's exactly what she has. And
so yeah, so she was pretty much saying that Kandi got too many yes people around her, and she's not gonna kiss her butt. She wants somebody to kiss her butt. Um, I don't know. She talks about Sonya as well. She said something about Sonya can't read. I was like, wow. So I guess they're gonna fall out at some point. And then she talks. Who did she? Oh, she said Sheree, something about Sheree as well in the interview. So I don't know. Which so far, Marlo and Sheree have been getting along, right? So I don't know what we have coming up as far as what's going to happen between them to make her feel a way about Sheree. But yeah, she said, so I guess the thing with her and Kandi is just going to continue throughout the season, because they've been kind of going at it since the season started. But yeah, I just thought that was weird that she said she dated her godbrother and that she has known Kandi the longest, because when Marlo came on the show, she came on the show by way of Phaedra. And Phaedra just brought this up as well during Watch What's Happened Live, that she was the one who introduced the cast to Marlo. Because remember, Marlo was dating the same guy that they were saying Nene was dating, some football player. And so that's why they wanted to bring her on the show, and that to kind of get that whole conversation between Nene and Marlo, going. And so I just thought that was interesting that she said that she knew Kandi a long time before, she came on the show. And I forget. Oh, she was saying that Kandi said that she was trying to help her out by giving her the show or whatever. Yeah, I wish she would have kind of elaborated on that, because I'm still wondering, trying to figure out why she didn't want the show. You guys remember Marlo turned down Kandi and Todd trying to get her to do this like her own show, like her own reality show or whatever the setup was. I believe it was like a reality show, and she didn't want to do it. She turned it down. So that's interesting. Maybe she thought they were trying to get her off of Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? I don't know. I still trying to figure out why she turned down that other show that they were trying to get her to, set up. I forget what channel it was. It may have been TV1, because I think Todd and Carlos King had something going with TV1 at one time. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about what Marlo had to say. Hi. Hi, Anna. What Marlo had to say. And I'm trying to remember this guy's name so I can tell you guys where to watch the interview. Since I'm using people videos, I tried to tell you guys where to go and find their. Oh, Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. So he probably just uploads his videos after Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. So yeah, she really went in on Sonya. I don't know what that's about, but anyway. Oh, and then Kenya is at a fashion week. I think she's still overseas. I think she might still be overseas. I'm not sure, but she's at a fashion show and she kind of brings up Sheree. I'm gonna play it for you guys.
How do I turn this around? Oh, there. Okay. Beautiful. So we don't turn the camera?
No, we just like gently pan,
Okay.
gently pan.
Woo! Look at this one. Yes. 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 Someone just wrote She by Sheree.
So yeah, she said somebody just said she by Sheree. Yeah, I mean I don't know what's going on with she by Sheree. Like I feel like she should have somebody to help her by now. That's just my feeling. I don't know. Maybe like I said, the conversation is just for TV. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think the other thing that I wanted to talk about was Macy Gray went on Piers Morgan and he kind of started the conversation, but she commented as well. That and I felt like even when I saw the headlines for this that it was about women, the sports. It was more about trans women wanting to compete in women's sports. That was more of the conversation. But the way the headlines are reading is like, she's kind of like going in on trans women, and she's really not. The conversation is really centered around women, trans women in women's sports. Is that fair? Because physically they are going to have some advantages over women, and that's really what she was commenting about. And she also talked about changing the flag, the American flag, to represent all of the people here in the U.S. And he was saying how a lot of people I guess she wrote an article for a magazine, and that's when she talked about the whole flag thing. And yeah, he said a lot of people jumped on her about wanting to change the flag to represent the people here instead of the stars and the stripes. Let me let you guys listen to a little bit what she was saying about the transgender so you can see in context what she was saying, and I'll come back.
About how you feel about women, and there would be so many things that went into that,
I mean, we're in an era now, basically, where you can't, most public figures are too terrified to even say what they think a woman is.
I know.
I mean, if I asked you what a woman is, what would you say?
Let's say a human being with boobs. You have to start there.
Yeah, I mean, the dictionary is quite straightforward. It just says a human, adult, female, right?
No, a lot of people. Yeah, see, that's a little getting confusing. The whole he, she, they. That's gonna.
And I'm not sure why. Really, it's a bit like this whole issue of transgenders in sport. I support all trans rights to fairness and equality.
Me too.
But not where you have people born to obvious physical superior bodies.
Me too.
Transitioning and then thrashing the women at their sport.
I totally agree. And I will say this, and everybody's gonna hate me, but as a woman, just because you go change your parts doesn't make you a woman.
Right.
Sorry.
You feel that? I
know that for a fact. Like, if you want me to call you a her, I will, because that's what you want. But that doesn't make you a woman just because I call you a her and just because you got a surgery.
Because people do feel that there's biological sex and then there's gender identity. That you can identify as whatever you like
in terms
of a gender. Right? That's the freedom we live in.
Absolutely.
But actually, you can't change the mechanics of biological sex. They are what they are.
Well, just women go through just a completely unique experience, and surgery or finding yourself doesn't change that. Being a little girl is a whole epic book, and you can't have that just because you want to be a woman.
I mean, that when people like J.K. Rowling have said this, they get attacked, they get abused.
Yeah.
The cancel culture mob comes from me. She gets called transphobic and so on. You might get the same for saying it.
But it's the truth. And I don't think you should be called transphobic just because you don't agree with, I just, there's a lot of, judgment and throwing, stones at people for just saying what it is. You know what I mean?
So, yeah. I don't know. I'm waiting to see if anybody's going to say anything. No one's really said anything as of yet about what she said. It's my understanding she already said this before anyway. Like I said, he was talking to her about an article that she wrote. So yeah, in context, they're really referring to the sports, and there is a physical difference, and so that's an honest, it's an honest conversation when you're talking about someone competing against another person and them having advantages, but then you're saying people can't use enhancements, right? You're saying women can't use steroids and all these other enhancements to win a race. Or marijuana or whatever else. You're saying they can't do all these things, but then you want them to compete against somebody who's going to physically have more, more of an advantage over them. And so you do have to make that make sense, even though that may make people sensitive, to hear that. I don't know, but in context, that was what they were really talking about. And like she said, I don't think that makes people transphobia because these are real issues. And when things are a real issue, people have to be able to handle the conversation in an honest and realistic way. You can't expect people just to make up things just to spare your feelings about everything. And it's a lot of conversations that people really, anytime you have a conversation about anything that's real, people do that. They want their feelings spared, but then they don't want to spare other people's feelings, right? And it's that part. So I don't know. And I guess that is what creates the divide when people start acting in that way, like they just refuse to drop whatever it is that they're trying to say to be reasonable in the conversation, because that is a real conversation. So if you're going to say that these people can compete together, then women should be able to use whatever it is. My phone is ringing and it's probably cutting out. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that whole conversation in the comments. Even around the sports thing, because that is what in context, that's what she was really referring to. Um, let me know what you guys think about that conversation. What do you think about Marlo, what she was saying about knowing Kandi from, long before they were both on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that Kandi is I guess she was saying like a brat in ways. She wants things her way, and if they don't go her way, she kind of throws tantrums. And I can kind of agree with that, because I still think that her trying to force people to use those toys is a lot. Especially if they don't want to do it, they shouldn't have to keep holding conversations about it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she's a brat, but yeah, sometimes she is stubborn about certain things. What do you think about what the Pan African people saying about Tariq Nasheed over there? Talking black, but not you. He's not spending his money black. And Mr. Armon over there talking about the women in hip hop is going to die out because nobody's interested right now in the women in hip hop. I don't know. And would that also include Cardi, or is Cardi exempt from that conversation? Because he never names anybody in the video. And you guys can go over to his channel and watch the full video. But, if you're going to say it's dying down, so does that mean your girl is dying down as well? Let me know in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video.